What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and it's finally here. The moment that we've all been waiting for over 3 years. Dabi has finally confirmed his true identity to the world, and I don't think that many of us were surprised after all this time, but the way that Dabi revealed the truth and the implications of that reveal on the entire hero society were absolutely game-changing. This was so freaking epic, one of the best chapters in all of MHA, so let's get into it. If you enjoy our Boku no Hero videos and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like and drop a comment on this video. You might think that it doesn't matter, but it actually matters a lot. Every single like and comment tells the YouTube algorithm to promote this video to more people. So every time you like and comment, you are directly supporting this channel. And if you want to see us live react to crazy chapters like this one, be sure to follow us on Twitch. Live reacting to this Dabi reveal with hundreds of you guys in the chat was absolutely awesome, so check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/AnimeUproar. Finally, this video will contain Boku no Hero manga spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. This long-awaited chapter is called Dabi's Dance, and you just know that once this is animated, Dabi will become the new fancam king. Sorry, K-pop stars, your time is done. Honestly though, this chapter was insane. As soon as the leaks dropped, Dabi was trending globally on social media. And as soon as we saw the leaks, my editor Dakota, Broskie, and I fangirled about them for quite a while. Check out Dakota, by the way, he's awesome and his link is in the description. Now, when I say that this reveal about Dabi's true identity has been a long time coming, I really mean it. We waited for this moment for literal years and for hundreds of manga chapters. I went back and checked, and my first video about the theory that Dabi is Touya Todoroki was published on September 29th of 2017. That was over 3 years ago, and I wasn't even the first to talk about the theory. People were speculating about it on Reddit and other platforms months before I published that video. So yeah, this has been some journey, but here we are, and the single most popular Boku no Hero fan theory has just been confirmed. This historic chapter starts off inside the psychiatric institution where Shoto's mother Rei Todoroki is currently staying. As you will recall, she ended up in this institution as a result of all the abuse that she suffered at the hands of her husband Enji, also known as Endeavor. Rei is watching what looks like a random news broadcast in her room, but suddenly the broadcast is interrupted. It turns out that Dabi has been watching Rei from afar for some time, and now Rei sees a pre-recorded broadcast of Dabi. As a confused Rei looks at the screen, the focus of the chapter switches back to the main battlefield. As we know, Makia has finally arrived on the battlefield in order to help Shigaraki, and All For One is very grateful for Makia's timing. All For One knows that Shigaraki is vulnerable right now, and he's been trying to tell him to back off and rest, but Shigaraki's been ignoring his former master. All For One is surprised that Shigaraki's body hasn't already collapsed by now. Apparently, All For One has been trying to help him by using a mutant quirk within his spine to minimize the damage that he has been sustaining. But even so, Shigaraki is in trouble. From what it sounds like, his body could literally break down at any time, and All For One is hoping that he can order Makia to force Shigaraki to retreat and recuperate. But we already know that Shigaraki doesn't want to retreat, so even if All For One gives the order, the question is, which master will Makia obey? He now considers both of them to be his masters, so I wonder what will happen when his two masters are giving him two conflicting orders. By the way, I thought that little detail about the mutant quirk in Shigaraki's spine was pretty interesting. This must be another quirk that Shigaraki received from All For One, and I really wonder how it works. Does it make his spine more flexible, allowing it to absorb more damage, or does it alter the body in some other way? There has to be some explanation for Shigaraki's insane physical resilience, but we'll have to wait and see. The heroes know that they are in big trouble now that Makia has arrived. Shoto believes that they must take advantage of Shigaraki's vulnerability and take him out before Makia can reach him. So he and Nejire desperately try to tag team Shigaraki. Nejire unleashes her waves and Shoto releases both his flames and ice all at the same time. But before these attacks can take Shigaraki out, Makia arrives and protects him with his giant hand, and Nejire and Shoto barely manage to escape getting flattened by Makia. Meanwhile, Bakugo has regained consciousness after sustaining that injury in the fight against Shigaraki. So I guess Nuxtaku is not a prophet after all, at least not yet. In classic Kachan style, Bakugo wants to rejoin the fight despite his severe injury. Ida tells him that he must retreat and get medical help, but is Bakugo going to listen? Of course not. In that sense, Bakugo is as bad as Deku. After making sure that Shoto and Deku are okay, Endeavor turns his attention to Makia. Endeavor is determined to find a way to stop Makia, but the problem is that Endeavor is not operating at full power. In fact, it seems that his body has been so damaged by the overuse of his quirk that he is barely breathing and one of his lungs may have actually collapsed. But even though he is facing some very difficult odds, Endeavor feels the burden of being the #1 pro hero. All of Japan is counting on him to protect them from the villains, and Endeavor is determined to live up to those expectations. He is determined to take Makia down. However, in that very moment, Dabi makes his appearance. He calls out to the heroes from atop of Makia, and he is clearly pleased that both Endeavor and Shoto are there in the same place. Endeavor and the others didn't realize that Makia was carrying more villains on his back, and when he does see him, Endeavor calls out Dabi's name. But Dabi then does something so freaking epic. He asks Endeavor why he's calling him by his villain moniker instead of by his real name. Dabi then uses some sort of cleaning solution to wash off the black dye in his hair. I'm not sure if this was just water or something stronger, but at any rate, it is revealed that beneath the black dye, Dabi's hair is actually white. And in that same panel which reveals the true color of Dabi's hair, Dabi also reveals that his real name is, of course, Touya Todoroki. No one saw this coming. Seriously though, we all saw it coming, but more on that later. At first I was a bit confused about the white hair part because in the anime, Touya was shown to have red hair. But I guess that might have been a mistake that the anime studio made. Still, I did think that Dabi having red hair just like Endeavor would be a nice touch since it would make perfect sense for him to want to hide his true hair color because he hates his father. That said, I can totally live with the white hair. After all, Toya's mother Rei has white hair and most of his siblings have predominantly white hair as well. As Dabi reveals his real name, everyone seems genuinely shocked, and this includes Endeavor and Shoto. So it really doesn't seem like either of them actually knew that Dabi was Touya. I'm not sure if they believed that Touya was dead, or if he just ran away from home, or if he was given up to a boarding school or something. But for those of you who thought that Endeavor secretly knew about Dabi's identity and was just trying to hide it from the world, it really doesn't seem like it. We then get a peek at the pre-recorded broadcast that Todoroki played for his mother Rei, although Skeptic is helping to broadcast this to the general public as well. Dabi explains that he is, Touya Todoroki, the eldest son of Endeavor, and that he is a villain who has murdered over 30 innocent people. Dabi blames the #1 pro hero Endeavor for his crimes, explaining that behind the scenes, Endeavor has always been cruel and power hungry. For many years, Endeavor was obsessed with surpassing All Might, and when he realized that he won't be able to do it on his own, he decided to groom a successor who would one day overtake the symbol of peace. In order to accomplish this, Endeavor forcibly took on a wife with a powerful quirk. He didn't marry her for love, and he didn't have children because he wanted to be a caring father. All he wanted was to have a child who is born with a quirk that is even more powerful than All Might's. Everything Endeavor did, he did for power and for achieving his own selfish dream. But Dabi, the firstborn son, was considered a failure by Endeavor. He didn't have the qualifications necessary for surpassing All Might. And as a result, Dabi was abandoned. He was tossed aside and forgotten by his own father. I am not sure what exactly Dabi means by abandoned here. Was Dabi actually forced to leave the family home, or was he just neglected by Endeavor in favor of Shoto? We still don't know the exact details of how it all went down between Endeavor and Touya, but I'm sure that those details will be revealed in the coming chapters. Dabi explains that he has never forgotten what Endeavor did to him, and he has been following Endeavor's career from afar. Dabi's fire, the fire that has burned dozens of innocent people to death, is Endeavor's own fire. This is highly symbolic, of course, and on the battlefield itself, Dabi then reveals to Endeavor that his life story is being broadcast to all of Japan at this very moment, meaning that Endeavor's reputation as the #1 pro hero has already been ruined. Now, while I definitely think that criticizing Endeavor is fair here, Dabi can't blame Endeavor for his decision to murder all of those people. At the end of the day, Dabi is an adult now and he made his own decisions. Endeavor's cruelty towards him doesn't justify his own cruelty towards other innocent people. But with that said, Dabi's narrative here is definitely a very effective way to tarnish Endeavor's reputation as a hero, which is exactly what he wants. Dabi explains that for years he has been waiting for the perfect way to destroy Endeavor's career and enact his revenge. As a child, Touya was devastated by his father's rejection and abandonment, and he cried every day asking his brother Natsu why he was even born in the first place. He felt worthless, and he grew envious of his brother Shoto. Shoto was father's favorite. He was Endeavor's big project, and Touya was treated like garbage, treated like he was a failure. Initially, Dabi was planning on killing Shoto once Shoto became famous in order to crush Endeavor's dream of raising the successor of All Might. But when Endeavor unexpectedly became the #1 pro hero after All Might's retirement, Dabi decided to change his plans. Instead of killing Shoto, he would destroy Endeavor just as he hit the height of his fame. He would destroy Endeavor's reputation just as he finally achieved his lifelong dream of becoming the #1 pro hero. Dabi can tell that since becoming the #1 pro hero, Endeavor has been trying to change. This responsibility of being the top pro hero and all the glory that comes with it have definitely changed Endeavor. He is no longer obsessed with surpassing All Might, so now he is actually trying to be a better person and a better father to his other children. Endeavor is looking forward and trying to move beyond his abusive past. But Dabi is here to make sure that Endeavor cannot escape his past. Endeavor can't simply move on with his life and act like nothing happened. After all, Endeavor never publicly acknowledged what he has done to his family. He never owned up to what he did. He might be trying to be a better person now, but that doesn't change what he has already done, and Dabi is here to make sure that Endeavor finally faces the consequences of his actions once and for all. The chapter ends with the words, "Let us fall together, NG Todoroki, come dance with your son in hell." And wow, what a moment this is, not just for this arc, but for the entire Boku no Hero series. Definitely one of the best chapters in MHA, and one of the most anticipated moments in the modern history of manga. We all knew that this twist was coming. At this point, we would have been more surprised if Dabi wasn't Touya. But even though this was expected, it was still an incredibly impactful moment. And the specific way in which Dabi made the reveal was absolutely amazing. Not only was it a dramatic personal moment for Endeavor and Shoto as Dabi made the reveal to them in person, but thanks to the public broadcast, this reveal instantly became a national issue. Everyone in Japan just learned the dark truth about the #1 pro hero, and Endeavor's reputation is ruined. Just when Japan needs a symbol of peace the most, just when they desperately need to have faith in the heroes and in the #1 pro hero in particular, Dabi has managed to completely discredit Endeavor, and along with him, Dabi has discredited the entire hero system, the whole hero society. And that is exactly what the League of Villains has been trying to do all along. They've been trying to bring the hero society to its knees. Dabi's reveal about Endeavor will be just as effective in eroding trust in the hero society as the biggest and most destructive villain attacks. And that is especially the case now, in a moment of chaos and uncertainty, when trust in the hero society must be at an all-time low. We all remember when Horikoshi was criticized for giving Endeavor a sort of redemption arc. Butthurt people, mostly on Twitter, because that's where butthurt people live, were upset that Horikoshi was humanizing Endeavor. But of course, Endeavor is human, and it is perfectly normal for humans to try to change and move past their mistakes. However, In this chapter, Dabi demonstrates that finding redemption will not be so simple for Endeavor. Endeavor can't just decide to become a better person and move beyond his past mistakes without first owning up and taking responsibility for those mistakes. In this chapter, Dabi exposes Endeavor's hypocrisy. He wants redemption without the inconvenience of admitting his mistakes and facing the consequences of those mistakes in front of the entire population. Dabi just made sure that Endeavor is going to have to face all of his mistakes head on, and that is exactly what Horikoshi had planned from the very beginning. Horikoshi was never planning to just let Endeavor off the hook for what he has done. He was always planning to have Endeavor faced with the past in the form of Dabi. So, everyone who criticized Horikoshi for Endeavor's development clearly jumped the shark and had no idea what they were talking about. But what else is new on Twitter? Anyway, this chapter is only the beginning of the Todoroki family drama. Dabi just opened Pandora's box, but there is still a lot that we don't know about what exactly happened with Endeavor and Dabi. And we still don't know how Dabi went from a neglected child to a sadistic villain. I can't wait to learn more about all of this in the coming chapters, and I can't wait to see the impact of this massive reveal on the wider hero society. Let me know what you guys think. Did you love this chapter as much as I did? And how do you feel now that this old and massively popular fan theory has finally been confirmed? What happens next between Endeavor and Dabi, and what happens to Shoto? And finally, how will this reveal affect the rest of the big showdown in Jakku? Don't forget to share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content right here on the channel, please leave a like to let me know. It really does help. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you just haven't subscribed, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. If you want to be there for our live reactions to the latest leaks and spoilers, don't forget to follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/AnimeUproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. A special thank you to Alpha Sigma, disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, The World, A Quiet Respect, Liam Thompson, Pate Heffa, Red Haired Raven, Emperor Otaku, Thomas Jones, and Spidey Life Tanel. Finally, thank you to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Anatoly Kazatsky, Cricket XP, Joe Stanton, Rathuin Deora, Very Gucci, Jessica K. LaFond, Alicia Octor, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Florian, Joanne Garcia, Deadly Saint, High School DxD 73, Baked Buddhist, Matthew Cruz, and Anthony Schreiber. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, consider becoming a patron. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.